Welcome to the only real estate podcast worth listening to, with your hosts Nick Good, Matt Kelderman, and Brian Force.
We're on the market for 6 months. Let's say prototypical listing. They're on the market for 6 months. They're disappointed with their agent. They're looking for a change, right? Those three components. And right now, they're not picking up the phone as much, but they're still probably going with another agent. If it's a zero-sum game, how is that agent getting to them, and why are some agents' expired numbers have to be up if yours are down, right? And so it's figuring out what is that communication channel that this niche specifically is responding to now, and then hammering that.
And that's a great question. That we looked at, and how this question came up is we were looking at, direct mail companies to look at expired mailings that we could put on an automated sequence campaign. And unfortunately, there's no mailing company out there right now that I found would actually do it.
If somebody knows, let us know.
Yeah, because Jason Northcutt, shout out to him. Gave me a great contact. There's not enough volume in it for them to do that. And so we were looking at, all right, how do we get back in front of them? Is that text messages? Is that slide dialing? Is that is there tasking our team members to do the direct mail themselves? But what happens if they're out sick or they miss a day, et cetera? Yep. And now you fall completely behind on how that system should run to get that business back up.
Yep.
I think there's a couple of factors jumping in too that are a little bit different. I think people are calling aggressively early. Right. Like I think there are agents out there who are straight up breaking the rules and twisting people off, and they're shutting their phone down by 8 a.m. Right. So I think there's a little bit of that going on. I think there's a natural revulsion to sales calls right now because they're just inundated. My voicemail right now is actively full, but I can't see any of them because it's all the blocked messages that just get dumped into my inbox, right? Yeah. So I don't even see half of them after I block the numbers. And then I think there's some competent agents who were getting listings and buyers falling in their lap because the market was hot, and now that it's leveled out a little bit or evened off, there's probably some of those agents who are diving back into expireds because they have to. Yep. So I do think some at-bats are getting stolen by competent agents, not just brand new agents being trained to call expireds, like good agents jumping back in for that extra business too.
But I mean, if people aren't answering their phones as much, what I think is pretty indicative of the times that we're in. I mean, I certainly don't if I don't know the number, right? We just got an offer on a listing, or about to get an offer, and the number called me as the agent that was going to make the offer, and I just looked at my phone and I was like, sort of looks familiar, but I hope it leaves a voicemail. That's my first thought, right? You just gotta, I think that one of the things you really need to do is just take an inventory of your own life and your own awareness of things, right? Like, how do you prefer to be communicated with, or how do the best companies out there communicate with you, right? Like, we sort of just get tunnel vision when it comes to real estate. We call, we door knock, we mail, we network, we call our sphere, right? Like, and that's the only way to do stuff. Like, I am telling you, and this is, if I'm being a homer, then that's just because I believe in what we do. I will say that is one of the reasons that if you do not have a foundation for your business, probably need to join a team, because we get a whole lot more latitude to be creative with what we do.